Coaches, welcome to the Coach Gibbs Defense Lab. I'm pleased to be joined by the Presbyterian Defensive Coordinator, fresh off the Glacier Clinic circuit, Coach Mike Bruno. Coach, thanks for taking the time today.
Really happy to be joining you today, Coach Gibbs and everyone. A little bit about my background, because we're going to talk about some of our bear defenses we're going to run out of our nickel package. I've been fortunate. I've coached a lot of different places. I've coached every position on defense, where when I started out, I was actually the running backs coach at a Division III school up in Massachusetts. And then when we had a head coaching change, the new head coach kept me on board and made me the D-line coach and special teams coordinator. I was fortunate enough to, after that year, to go to Dartmouth College, where I coached the secondary and assisted with the special teams for 5 years. And then I went down to Mississippi State and linked up with Coach Sermon and coached all 4 linebacker spots with him, and then followed him around to Louisville, Cal, and then left to go to UNLV to run the inside linebackers, then was the D coordinator up at Minot State up in North Dakota, and then came back to Cal the last 2 years to be the inside linebackers coach. And really excited about this opportunity down here in South Carolina at Presbyterian College. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing here is a lot of the stuff that I've done in the past. And is, I think, what I love about the defensive package that we have here is the flexibility that we're going to have. And one of the big things that we're going to have is be able to get into bear defenses with our normal 4-2-5 nickel package, right? So if you look at it, right, it starts with your fronts, right? When you're in your normal nickel package, right, you have some type of 4-down front, whether you want to close it, put the close call to the tight end or to the back or however, or to the boundary, however you guys want to do it. But this is your typical structure with as a 4-2-5 with 5 defensive backs. Typically that nickel is a slot type corner guy, right? 2 defensive ends guys as the R and the stud, right? And then your 2 D tackles with 2 inside backers. And out of this picture, we can easily get into multiple different bear fronts. And it's however you want to feel you want to attack the protection and who your best rusher guys are also at the same time, whether it's your Will or your Mike, if maybe one of them has a better skill set there, right? So one way we'll do it, right, we'll put the Mike on the edge, right? So we'll walk him up onto the edge to the field. We'll reduce down the stud backer. He'll go down to play into the B gap as a 3, and then that nose, he'll bump down and play the 0, and then away from it, we'll have the tackle over there. He'll play a 3 technique, and then that rush backer, he'll be a 9 or a 5 again, depending on what type of surface he has. Another way we started to do a little bit, we changed it up, was instead of playing those guys as 3 techniques, is we started going to 4 eyes, and that changes up the blocking scheme a little bit in the run game. It elongates it also, but it's a very simple minor adjustment for us, right? Because that's all techniques that we teach our guys on a daily basis whenever we're in our 3-4 package out of it there. So it's normal teaching for them. Another way we'll do it is we'll put the Mike inside, say, hey, we really like our stud backer on that tackle, right? And we think the Mike can win inside with speed. Hey, we'll put him down as our 3 technique guy. And then we'll still bump the nose down to the 0, and the tackle will bump out to a 3 technique on the edge. And then the rush will stay as a 9 or a 5 outside. We can easily go the other way with it also. We can put the Will on the edge. So now the Will backer, he'll walk up into the boundary on the edge. That rush backer spot, he'll slide inside, and he'll become that 3 technique for us. And then that tackle will bump down to a 0, and then the nose will bump out to the 3 to the field, and then it keeps your stud backer out as a 5. Or we can easily put the Will inside, right? So the rush can stay on the edge. The Will can go inside as the 3 technique. The tackle can play the nose, and the nose can play, the tackle can play the 0, and the nose can play the 3, and then that stud can get stay as a 5. And then we can pick whichever way we want to. We can keep those guys, right? We can put both D tackles to have them be 3 techniques for us, keep the edges, and then walk one of the backers up on the center. And what I love about having all these different variations is you can stem into this also with it also. Like you can line up in your 4-down, and you can move into all this during the quarterback's cadence and really change up and mess up, make them have to think a little bit on offense pre-snap more. All right, so one of the defenses that we're going to be running here, right, is a double-edged man free, right? So all 5 guys up on the line of scrimmage, they're going to rush their gaps. We're going to play man coverage with the post player, and then anytime we get a wide receiver motion, right, we can cut it, right? We can run through with it, right, out of it there. So it gives you little different variations. And then also with the Y off, when that happens, there's a few ways you can play. You can have the safety and the running back. They can go 2 for 2. You can lock it, or you can say, hey, that safety and the post player, you 2 guys are going to play some type of key read off of the tight end there. Okay, so here's what it would look like here, right? All 5 guys rushing their gaps, right? Again, the biggest thing is making sure when you're rushing your gaps is you still have that quarterback pocket and integrity, right? You want to cage rush it. So the nose, whoever that 0 is that's rushing, he's got to be a middle push. Right, the S and the T in this case, because they're in the B gaps for the rush, right? They're gonna go to that inside eye, and then the M and the R in this case, because they're the outside rushers, they're gonna go for that back shoulder on each side. And we want to make sure we do a great job with our rush lane integrity there. We're gonna play man across the board with it, and then have a post player. Okay, and they go 3 by 1, right? Nothing changes. The only thing that we change now is going to be who the post player is. Right, so for us, we're always going to bring, right, a safety down to that tight end. So if you go back to the 2 by 2 here, you can see the boundary backer safety, right? He's coming down on the tight end here. And the field safety, he's our post. We're in the 3 by 1, right? The field safety is coming down on the tight end here because he's to the field, and the boundary safety is going to the post. We're going to make sure we want our nickel going and finding speed. All right, so a few clips here, right? So here we go. We got speed into the boundaries. You can see the nickel is running across, right, trying to go and get lined up with the speed, right? The safety's down on the tight end, right? And with the bunch here, right, there's a lot of ways people play it. I think in this one here, we just went locking level. So we pressed the point, and we had each guy just play their man here. All right, so again, we're playing press on it here. Okay, we're locking it up, right? Really good coverage on the guys at the back end. Okay, up front here with our rush lane integrity. Okay, here we go. We're rushing. You can see the middle push here, right, with 91. He's pushing it back with the center. We're not giving step-up lanes for the quarterback here, right? And 31 here does a really good job, right, because he's man on the back. Well, the back stays in. And we've always coached the guy, if your guy stays in, add to him, but add through him. And the reason why you want to add to him through him is because if he slips through on screen, you're going to be right there for it to come through, right? He adds through, and he's able to get the sack on the play. Okay, here we go. They line up in empty here. So, again, we're finding our man, and we're covering him here. So you can see here's the linebacker down here because here's the running back. So we're man on man there. Again, they put speed into the boundary. Okay, so the nickel went and found the speed. Okay, they're going to shift it back in. Reload. We're going to reset everything with it. All right, you can see we're all communicating, make sure we're on the same page here. Right, we end up getting a run here on this, right? So the safety guy, they go with a key on the tight end. Right, so they key it, and then he stays front side, right? So then the safety comes down, and you can see we're playing a 9 technique here with the edge backer here. He's going to stay outside on this and allow the safety to fit down inside that C gap there. We do a really great job on, right, where I call the front side of the run play is right over here, okay, where the flow of the run is going, okay, right? 7 and 88 do an awesome job of striking and owning their primary gaps. And you can see both guys have their hats in their primary gaps. They're finding the ball carrier through their primary gaps with it there. And now we're eliminating any type of run to the front side because the backer here, 15, he knows, hey, I got to just keep this thing on my inside shoulder pad here, right? I got to trust that these 2 guys are going to do a great job of owning it through their gaps. This thing should never get outside that A gap there, right? And then again, we do an awesome job. He tries to run through gaps where we have it. 88 plays it perfectly. 7 goes right into a secondary gap with his fit. Okay, again, another bunch here. Yeah, we're playing, right? We're manning up our guys. We're not playing any in and outs on anything right there. And again, similar type of concept that we're talking about here. on this again with the pocket. Now this time, right, so, later in the game now, we can start adding some type of twist, and we don't have to just rush all 5 guys going through their gaps. So in this one here, we said, hey, let's get a pick game going to the side of the back. So we're going to, right, 47, that's the 3 technique here. He's going to step. He's going to cross the center of the guard's facing. He's going to pick, right, the center here. And again, when we're picking the center, we're trying to get, right, near hip, near rib on it here. Okay, and pick it. We don't want to cross it. We want to give our back to the guard on this one here, because 94, once he feels that contact, he's going to wrap around, and then we're going to put, right, the guard in a bind. He's going to be the 2-on-1 player at this point. We always tell the penetrators, do not be surprised if you're the one that gets let free and gets the sack. All right, so there's the pick. He gets way too heavy on it there, or up again, but it's, again, a different way for us to change it up, right, with what we're doing. Okay, now let's talk about my man, my fits now with this one. Okay, so we're in again. They're in an unbalanced formation. Again, we're finding the speed with the DBs. They're all going. Okay, the safety, right? He's on. The safety right here, he's got number 83. Okay, Y and T apart. You're expecting more times than not split flow, right? The tight end comes back. You can see here with 32, right? He runs back with it also. So he's chasing it back here on this one. And at this point now, he's going to be chasing, and he's going to have to run fast on it. Where here, right, 54, he knows he's a box player, right? So he's keeping everything on his left shoulder here, right? He can't lose leverage on the quarterback, because if the quarterback pulls it, he's going to have to take it as a surf force box player for us. Again, we get the fan. We strike it good, 43, right? He's now just our left shoulder fitter for us. Okay, now a different way you can play with the Y off is now you can say, hey, we're going to go 2 for 2, or hey, me and you, like some type of combination of the safety and the linebacker off the ball are playing the tight end and the running back together. So whichever way those 2 guys spit out, one of us is going to take it. Right? So boom, the tight end comes back. So that activates it right now for 31. Hey, I have the tight end coming back, and now 4, he's just a left shoulder player, and he's got the running back. So we're doing a good job again. We're cutting off the play. Now 4 can go and take his shot through that the A gap there, right? As the nose is playing that backside here, and then 31 is just going to fit off the tight end. Now we get fortunate on this one here, right? Because the backside 4-eye in this one, 95, he gets cut off here by the tackle on this. So we end up getting 2 guys in the gap, right? Well, the tight end, instead of, right, he's just going all the way through. So then we have this new gap that's being created right here. Well, that's where the backer 31 is going to have to fix us here. And, all right, and he does a great job. He slows down, fits off the tight end, comes back, right shoulder tackle on this. Okay, again, another example of that in and out with the safety and the linebacker. All right, so we get split flow again. But this time they run the boot play. So on the first play that we had watched against Washington when they ran split flow, right, the safety, he was really running hard and having to chase it. This time we don't have to do that as much, because 15 can just slide with it, be patient, right? And then when he avoids like this, he can then see it with plenty of time and have great leverage, and then be able to get a TFL here on the dump down. Okay, now, what we tell the edge guys on these one, right, for 10 here, right, he's getting that load action, the bypass, right? Don't chase it, right? You're going to box it. If he wants to avoid you, let him avoid you, because you still have to play the quarterback part of this. Okay, all right, here we go. Here's a motion now, okay? So they give us a little funky look here, right? So, boom, the receiver motions across. Well, the post player is going to come out, and the slot nickel, right, he's going to go replace now in the post here for us. So we're able to be in front. I prefer and like this a lot more than chasing it for all the fly sweeps and the fly pass game that comes off it there. Okay, here we go. Empty, right? Now we get into an empty sets. Again, we're finding the matchups. Okay, here was the running back. Again, here, and so you see the linebackers running out and going to get it. We're adjusting with everyone. The nickel's coming in, right? Or the nickel's on the speed up to the field here. Again, typically an empty, right? What we'll go to is some type of game up front here to try and eliminate the QB run game that happens here, whether it's a 3-man game or a 2-man game inside. But we're going to try and chop it up front inside here versus empty instead of just straight rushing it here because we have no one sitting behind the ball. All right, so we end up going with a tent game here on this one. Right, so we got the 3-man interior. We're going to let the edges just go and hunt. The big thing when you have an interior game is those edges, they need to know they cannot make inside moves because they're going to get run right into the game. Okay, so all right. So now, all right, I showed a lot of the typical main ways we'll run it. Now, here's some of the different variations we can do off it, right? Right, instead of just having all 5 guys run their lines up front here, okay? So this one here, right, we're going to run a pick game on this one. This one is going to be away from the back on this one. Okay, so we're going to tell the 3 technique, hey, you're going to go and you're going to pick that center, and then boom, you're going to get vertical. All right, in this case, whoever was the 0, right, in this case, it's a linebacker, he's going to step, occupy. Again, we're going to wrap around so we get our 2-on-1 on the guard. And you can see here, we put the guard here in a bind here on this one here. Right, he releases the 3 technique, and then 93 ends up becoming the free runner for us. Okay, another way of a game you can run inside with this here. Right, as we start as again, we're gonna now run with the nose being first this time. All right, so the nose is going first. He's gonna pick the inside of that guard and get vertical. Now, the big thing here on this one is the 3 technique. He still has to ensure that he plays run first in the beat, and then he wraps around. And now we're going to put that center in the bind. Okay, again, for the backer when he's adding, right, he just has to be conscious of what is happening around him there, if we have a game or not. Okay. Watch it one more time here. Okay, so you notice on this one here, the nose started stemming in it, right? That was for his for us, that was on a pass down. We would stem him at times with it here if he was part the penetrator just to help him out. Okay. Okay, now some of the 3-man games you can run here, right? On this one here, right, we're going to run, right, that 10 stunt that we did on the empty. We're going to run that again here on this one on a 3rd down pass. Again, you can see 8 as the linebacker. He's going to cover his guy. The edges are going to go speed to power or win with speed outside. And then we're going to eliminate the inside with, again, both guys, 93 and 44, they're going to get off and they're going to pick those inside hips of the near guy to him. So 93 is going to go and pick, right, the guard. 44 is picking the center. We're bringing stepping, and then we're wrapping to daylight. First space he can find is where he wants to get to. You come around, perfect. We end up getting 2 guys clean on this one here, right, and suffocate the quarterback on it. Okay, here's again another one here out of it here. Now, different type of 3-man game on this one is now it's more one of those shove patterns here. Okay, so now we're going to go pick here to get vertical, right? We're going to pick here and get vertical. 1, 2, wrap and find the daylight here. In speed to power outside, speed to power here. No inside moves for these 2 guys on their rushes here because of the game happening away from them. So that's how we got to coordinate all the rushes for us. Right, and again, you can see the penetrators are both the guys that come clean on this one here. Right, 93 is going. He's doing a great job turning his back to the center, right, ricocheting and getting vertical and getting the quarterback off the spot. 44, right, feels it, gets out to contain, right, and then he gets the QB pressure on it. Okay, another way defense that you can run off this, right, is a drop 8 man free. Okay, so now we're going to present all the same presentations that we just had with that rushing 5. But now we're only going to rush those 3 interior guys. We're going to say, hey, both those edge guys and the running back, you guys are going to be 3-on-1 on the running back, 31 players. Okay, the DBs, right, they're still going to cover man with the post player. And again, you can still cut the wide receiver motion or run through however you want. Now, on this one here, when the Y is off, there's no availability to use the backer with you. So you can lock it, or you can do that key read with the post safety also. Okay, so again, here's how it would look, right? So again, we're going to say the edges, both edge players, and the behind the ball backer, they're going to be 3-on-1 on the running back here. So if the running back goes out to their side, they're going to take it. If he steps up inside, then it's the behind the ball backer. So we always have great leverage on any of the scat pass game that you're going to get. Now inside for the rush part, right? The 0, whoever that's going to be, he still has to middle push it. Okay. Now both your 3 B gap rush guys, whether you're playing 3s or 4 eyes on this, right? They're going to play the B gap on the run, and then they got to convert and contain on pass on this one here. And again, we still have the same man rules, right? Nickel's going to find the speed, and then the safety to the tight end, he's going to come down, and the other is going to be the post player. Right? So again, looks the exact same on this. Now, the biggest coaching point I'll tell you guys for the edges is they need to still make it look like they're rushing every single time. Their body demeanor needs to matter on all this. Right? So you can see the back goes right away, right? And they're thinking that, hey, perfect, we got the pick game on it, on the single backer. They're not going to be able to get he's going to be in chase mode, but we had it with the drop 8 here, and now you can see that in this case, it was the Mike backer. He's taking them out here, and now we have it through the down. Okay, now, the big thing you got to tell the guys who don't get the back, okay, so these 2 droppers in this case right now, is the moment the quarterback starts to move, they got to go. We have to go pull up the quarterback, right, on this one. And you can see that's exactly what they start doing. Yeah, really good job on the rush distribution here, right? Yeah, we're right. 44 gets to contain on pass, so we get a little bit of pocket presence, and then the moment he starts to move, now we're gonna go. Okay, perfect. Here's now where we brought the will backer down this time. All right, we moved the rush inside again, so we're doing it a lot of different ways on it here. Yeah, but we're dropping out. Okay, now again, he stepped up inside. So here's our 3-on-1. We have the net there on the back. All right, so the middle backer at this time has them. And the quarterback starts to move. Now we're triggering and we're going. Okay. Again, another one here with it. Boom. And you can see, right, Cam Ward starts to move on this. Again, the backer's taking, right, the back out on the swing. We got nice tight coverage. He's looking and he's finding that area where he can go pull it up to get to speed up the pass here. Again, 47. Again, someone's going to get the one-on-one out of the 3 rushers. Whoever gets it, we have to do a great job of winning and affecting the quarterback, whether that's getting him off the spot or getting a hit or ultimately even getting the sack. But we have to, with that one-on-one we get, we have to affect it. Okay, so here's a great time where you love to have it here, right? So they're running, right? The running back on the rail release out. You can see the boundary outside backer here, right? He's dropping, he's taking them out here. And one of the things I love about this call It gives us leverage for that, and it gives us bodies for all the shallow routes, right? As you'll see here when we get to the mesh concepts here in a second. Again, quarterback starts scrambling, and we get to go. We'll go on it. All right. Again, now we're stemming into it. Okay, so we're showing our 4-down nickel defense. Boom. Then we're getting up into it, and we're playing our coverage. And you can see the backers pushing through, and they're trying to run the screen. And again, we have extra bodies off the ball, right, to help us on the screen action right in the middle there. Okay, again, I said earlier, I really liked it with all the mesh concepts. And here's a really good example of why, right? You can see we take the back out here on this one, right, with the leverage. And now there's a big traffic jam here, right, for these guys running through, right? You can see one of them already runs into the boundary dropper. And then we have the other one right here, right where everything's coming. So it's a lot of bodies there for the quarterback. And again, it deters him from wanting to throw it. And then he has to start scrambling with it also. Again, 3-by-1, and you see the safeties coming down to the side into the field. Again, really good demeanor right here by the backer. Really showing like he's coming on this one. Okay, I don't like how the boundary backer started to walk off. But again, he must have felt, hey, he was going to get picked by that cut split right there at that point. Again, you can see, right, they do the T swing play on the mesh. Again, we have bodies for the mesh inside, and then we have leverage on the swing action. Again, we get another great TFL for us. Okay, all right. So the T choice, T arrow. This is what I want. I'm glad this one came up here. Okay, so now he escapes outside, right, the tackle here in the C gap for the back. But again, keep this guy on your inside shoulder until he hard presses all the way outside laterally, because, right, you have the middle backer sitting right inside. These two guys, right, should be able to vice the running back here on this one here. And you can see that's exactly what they do here, right? Because, again, we're doing a good job. We're melting with the vision here off it, vice in the back on the check down. And again, it's right. So perfect. They think they have us in a man coverage at this point, which they do, right? All right. They reload the back onto here. All right. And we get us reactivated back into our 3-on-1. Right. So you can see the backer's trying to figure out his traffic jam he has up top here with the bunch. All right. So they try to get the back out the back door here on this one here. And again, it doesn't matter what side the back starts on. As long as he goes out to your side, you have him. There. So it's a great way for us to handle all these third and medium mesh concepts that are starting to show up in football a lot nowadays. Okay, empty. Right. Again, we're going to take what we have told the guys. Right, the guy who is behind the ball. Right, that backer, he's going to go find the running back. He's going to play man coverage. These guys are just going to drop straight back on the snap and then get into our windows at that point. All right, so really nice job here, right? And the big thing for that, both this corner and this backer need to know, right, is that they have help sitting right there, right? So they can play with outside leverage knowing where their help is going to be at. Same thing you can tell the safety at this point and this nickel, right, with the cut splits of 2 and 3. They have help with this guy here. So their leverage can be outside at this point here just to play to where their help is. Again, quarterback gets off the spot. We do a good job with the interior rush. And you can see the backer now, right? He goes and pulls the trigger right away to speed it up here and force the incomplete pass. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead here because it's similar concepts here. Okay, now, all right, so there's other ways you can rush 4, right, on this one and still play your man free and have just a 2-on-1 now. So one way we'll do it is have an interior rush, right? So we'll still have, right, our 2 B-gap players, right, are still going to be the cop players on pass. Now that nose is trying to understand where that back call is, right? Back right or back left, right? Because that's going to dictate, right, which way he's going to go, because the off-the-ball backer now, he's going to be blitzing through the A-gap with him. Okay, so they're going to work together, right? So sometimes we'll do it. We'll say, hey, we want to send the nose to the back. We want to blitz away from the running back with the off-the-ball guy. Or we'll say, hey, let's send the nose to away from the back, and we want to blitz to the back. There's different – it's all based off of how you what you feel you're going to get in protections, and then at the same time where you feel your guys' strengths are. All right, both edge players now, they're going to be 2-on-1 on the running back. So they're the 21 players now. And the DBs are man coverage with the post player. Yeah, you can still cut it, and the Y off, it's just like the last one. You can lock it or you can key it. All right, so this is how this one looks right here, okay? So, right, so the back is the right. So I drew it up with the back right call, and the nose, or whoever the 0 is, he's going to go, right, to the back call. So he's going to half movement and rush through that A-gap, and the off-the-ball backer, he's going to rush through the opposite A-gap here in this picture, right? And then the Mike and the rush here in this case, they're going to be 2-on-1 in the back. Everyone else is still the same. Okay. All right, so here's a good picture of it here. Okay, so right now, right, we would have made a back left call in this one here, right? For us in this game plan here, right, we had the backer up over the center. He rushed away from the back call on this one here, and boom, now he's going to rush and he's going to get vertical through that A-gap. We're going to get vertical through this A-gap with the off-the-ball backer. We're going to get vertical in the B-gaps, and then the moment they feel the tackle slamming back down onto them, they're going to wipe it and get to contain on pass when that happens. Okay? The edge guys, right, they're still going to be, right, our 2-1. So they got to sell, bite it, and then once the back goes to their side, they got to take the back out, right? So you can see 9 here, right? Sales, he gets the back out, and he's going to take it out there. All right, 27, right? Really good rush. You can keep it a little bit tighter here on his path, but he gets through, right, with it here, gets the quarterback off his spot, and then the 3 technique here on this one here, he gets he gets vertical, he wins through the B, right? Reaches and gets a strip sack on it there. Okay. Yeah, here's another one. All right, so now again, we're in that will on the edge front here on this one. Okay, we made a back right call here. Perfect, right? So they adjusted the back. We adjusted our back call. Right, 91 goes. 55 running right down. You can see 54. He's taking the back out on this one here in coverage. He's got him on the rail. What I love about it, like when you got rushed down the middle, right, that starts to speed up the clock on the quarterback here. Right, it makes the coverage a lot better. Okay, now, not every time they're going to release the back on these, right? And the back stays in on here, right? What we've told this guy is you have 2 decisions, right? You're going to speed through him, right? And you're going to power rush him all the way back, or you're going to, if they try to cut you with it, which they will, right? You're going to have to defeat the cut and go limp leg on it. Okay, so really good, right? By Muello here, he gets the back. The back stays high on him. Now he's going to bully the back all the way back and affect the quarterback, get him off the spot here. Now we just got to finish the play at the beginning here. Okay, another same thing here, right? Again, you can stem into it here, right? You got to make a decision, right? Do you make your communication pre-stem or post-snap with it there? We typically go a lot of times, right? In the past, we've gone a lot of it as pre-stem is when we would make our communication calls. Okay, so you see they adjusted and changed their protection. It's fine. We get the rush through. It opens up very clear here. Right now, he get cut here. This isn't great by 31, but what is great is the effort that he plays with here. And he gets up, and he still keeps going after the quarterback. Now, this is a good example here with 44 on the edge. Okay, right here. Right, he does a really good job of when he feels 54, all right, come back down onto him. He gets back out to contain. And now when the quarterback starts to scramble, right now we have an edge rusher again to set the wall. We're able to force a throwaway. Okay, again, all right, versus full slide. Again, stepping into it. They adjust it. It's fine. Okay, right, again, he feels the tackle step down on him. Right, you can see 88 wipes it wide here again. So 7's got the back out to his side. Okay, he gets cracked. Now the corner's going to crack, replace him. There. So we're able, it's just like a run play for us at that point. Okay, the big thing to tell the blitzer here, 0, right, when he cannot get himself outside that guard. He's got to stay inside as the rusher. Okay, they go to empty. On here again, we just get back right into those guys. They have to rush. The game part is off, right? And then we're just playing our normal straight rush with our 2 window droppers. Okay, now another way you can rush 4, right, is bringing an outside guy. Whether you want to bring the guy from the back or away from the back, that's your guys' choice on it there. But, right, the 3 interior guys, they're going to rush their gaps. Okay, the edge for us, right, we've done it more as we want to bring the guy away from the back as rushing. Okay, so again, so the reason being is we have leverage on the back when the back wants to scat release fast out. Okay, so when the edge player away is going to be rushing, the edge player to the running back, and that inside backer behind the ball, they're going to be 2-on-1 on the running back. Again, same thing with the DBs. You're still man coverage. We're going to cut the wide receiver, right? And then you still have a lock or a key. You still do not have any 2-for-2s. So, again, this is how it would look like, right? So the back gets to the field here. So we know that whoever that boundary outside backer spot is going to be, right, they're going to be activating and rushing. Okay, in this case, the Mike and the Will, they're the 2-on-1 players, right? And now the guys that are the B-gap rusher to the back, he needs to know that because on pass, he needs to get ready to convert and contain on pass and get to the edge. Same thing with the 0, whoever the 0 is. Okay, he needs to know where the back is because he needs to now adjust his pass rush lane to the side of the back, all right, so we can balance up the rush as we get going. Right. All right, so we have the back is to the field here. So we know that this guy is rushing, right? We got him and him as our 2-on-1 players. Now, inside, right, we're going to rush him straight and then contain it on pass, right? With these 2 guys, right, we can do what we just showed on the slide or, right, we can tag a game into this. And this one here, we had a game called, right, with another pick here, right, to get the wraparound. Similar to how we did the rushing 5 earlier. All right, so there's 40. All right, so now we're bringing 18 off the edge. Again, we have 10 outside. So, again, we're doing a good job. We're taking away, right, with tight coverage here. We're getting the quarterback off the spot. Again, same thing for the off-the-ball backer here. The moment the quarterback starts to move, we got to start going too. Right, we got to speed up the quarterback's clock in all these situations here. And bringing guys from different spots every single time. Okay, again, same call, right? So the back's to the field. Here we go. So, again, 10's got the back. He goes right away. You can see he takes him out. Right, 7's on his rush. And again, here's our game coming through again. We're getting the 1-on-1 protection, which is really good for us on this one here. and then we get the game through. We get him to hold it for another click, then we'll be able to we can affect him even more. All right, so now, okay, another one you can do to rush 4 is you can add a spy into it. So you can say, hey, however you define which 4 guys you want, you can have any of those 4 guys, all 4 D linemen rush, or you can say 3 of the D linemen and the backer is going to rush, and another one's going to be a spy. But for simplicity purposes, we're going to say right now, hey, all 4 D linemen up, they're rushing their gaps, unless we call a pass rush game. The inside backer that's walked up, wherever he is, he's going to be the QB spy. The inside backer off the ball, he's straight up man on the back. And again, on the back end, it's still the exact same. Okay, so in this case here, right, we walk the mic up here. He's over the center. He's going to spy. The Will's got the man. And then all these guys, they're going to rush their gaps. Okay, different picture now. Okay, we did it with the wing front, with the Will walked up. He's got the spy. Then these guys are rushing, and the 0 just needs to know, hey, I got to balance out our rush and work away. Okay, so again, here's a good picture of it here. All right, so we're in that split front picture here, right? With those the backer walked up. Again, 0's giving a little bit of a sugar, like he's going to be blitzing on it there, just like we showed right with some earlier clips. And now the big thing with the spy guy is he's got to step and he's got to engage the eyes and capture the eyes of that offensive lineman, so we can make sure we still get all the we can get the one-on-ones that we want to get here, right? So we in this one here, right, we went with some cover me's on this. So we let the guys make an inside move here to the field. Okay, there's the inside move, right? And then you can see, right, 3 is going to wrap around it, right? And 10's has the inside move also here, because again, there's air in between there, right? He gets down vertical right in front of the quarterback there. Okay, here's another. Yeah, perfect. Here's that wing front. Now, again, we push the nose over just for the pass rush distribution, right? Because again, we had a game called on this one here with it. All right, so there's our game with it. Right, we're picking that center and wrapping back around, right? And this time we just win with speed off the edge here. Okay, so again, same exact presentation we showed right when we blitzed the backer through the A gap earlier and brought the other backer the other way off it there. Exact same picture, same game. This time we changed the call up on it. Okay, now we're going to just spy it inside, right, and have the backer go take the back out. Okay, again, we drop straight back, and again, we're in those windows, right, for all the meshes, and it forces the quarterback have to, right, pump the ball a little bit. Again, 44 does a good job. He captures, right, the eyes of the center long enough where we're able to get a rush through. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead on this one here. Okay, now, at some point, you got to bring all 6. You can't just play all the different games of, hey, bring in 3, bring in 5, bring in 4. You're going to have to send all 6, right? And so we'll do it typically interior with it, right? So the 2 B-gap players, they're going to cop, right? They're going to rush through the B-gaps, right? The nose, he's going to listen for that back right or left call. Both edges, they're going to rush off the edge, all right? And so we're going to send them all. You can decide 2 ways how you want to handle the back. You can say the front is handling it, or you can say, hey, that post safety, you're responsible for it there, with it there, okay? Again, the DBs, right, your man coverage with it. Okay, so again, this is how it's going to look, right? So back right call, so then the 0, he's going to rush through, right, the A-gap. We're going to rush through the other A-gap with the off-the-ball backer, and we're just going to send them all. Okay, again, here's a good one, good shot of it right here. We're going to send all 6. Okay, so perfect. We said back left, and we sent the nose away, right? Right? So the guard here messes up. He squeezes down and frees up the B-gap rusher for us, which is perfect, right? We get in clean for a sack on it there. The big thing we tell the rushers, though, if you get the back to you, when you're rushing, you have to bully the back on this. You have to two-hand and run him back on this. You can't just bypass the back on it there. All right, you'll see a great clip of it here with this one. All right, so there's a back right call on this one here. Okay, again, so 93 is going away from it. 43, you can see he's rushing out, and you see he's two-hand bullying the running back. So if they're not able to leak the back through on any type of screen action there. Okay, and again, the guys are rushing their gaps, winning up. 47 does a good job winning with speed through the B gap there and getting the sack. Yeah, I like this one here, right? So now we're stemming into it here, right? So again, when then we rush through with it, you can see in this case, we said, hey, the front's going to handle the back out laterally. Perfect. That's fine, right? So the edge takes it out. Now, what has to happen is if this guy's going to take the back out, this guy needs to be aware of the back is to his side. So if he goes, he has to adjust his path, right, to contain very fast on it there. Okay, we do a great job. Again, they mess up. They squeeze their protection on it here, right? We get two guys clean, right? We're running right down the barrel of the quarterback. We have to do a better job staying at the top shoulder here off the edge. All right. Here's our mink front here on this one here with it. Or that mic inside that we talked about. Here we go. Now we're running it through. Now this time we tagged a game onto it also. We read it with the backer, and then he looped around also. But again, we're coming through now. Here's the limp leg we talked about, right? He gets the dive on the cut. He's going to give a limp leg, right, and jump around it. Okay, you can also run some games with it too. When you're another game with it, right? When you're rushing it, you can have 7 right off the ball back here. He can go pick, right? The 3 technique there. So then you get the 2-on-1, right, on the running back now. Okay, so then now once you get empty, okay, right, you got to make a decision. You're going to have this backer go take it and keep a post, or are you going to keep him blitzing and have the post player go take it, right? So in this case, in this game plan we had, hey, we're going to keep the pressure going with it and take the post out. Everyone knows the ball's got to come out fast because we got 6 guys rushing here. Now, this is a good one to talk about for full slide. So they give us a full slide action on this, okay? These guys, the edges, because we don't know which guy is going to come clean. They got to trim it fast and go immediately on this one. Keep it really tight and speed up that quarterback here on this one. Because you can see the quarterback here starts drifting back, right, on this one with the pressure, all right, and rushes the throw. All right.
Coach, that's great stuff, man. That's like, I think like 3 pages of notes. So for guys that want to get in touch with you, Twitter, email, like what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so the best way to get in touch with me would be you can go through Twitter. My Twitter is Coach_Mike Bruno. All right, and then my email also is mbruno@presby.edu, and I'll be able to talk and answer as many questions as possible with this, and we can talk about a lot more stuff that we're doing also.
Awesome, Coach. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time, and look forward to you guys getting down to Florida hopefully for some spring ball. I know you guys are ready to ramp it up there in South Carolina. So thank you so much. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys once I put this out. There's going to be a lot of guys reaching out because that was a true clinic on what you can do out of the bear. And that's just a testament to your motivation and dedication to just the game, man. I can't thank you enough.
No problem. Anytime.